हेलो पीपल, व्हाट्सअप, क्या चल रहा है? सर्टेनली मेरी ज़िंदगी में तो कुछ नहीं चल रहा है। वाई सो? क्योंकि हमने हमारी नी को थोड़ा डैमेज कर लिया है एंड हेंस वी हैव बीन एडवाइज्ड रेस्ट एंड हेंस वी आर मेकिंग वीडियोज़ ऑन सैटरडे इवनिंग। सो शुरू करते हैं, बट बिफोर दैट any of you, if you have faced runner's knee before or something like that, put in comment how to treat this, because I'm certainly not the person who can stay home on weekends. So let's get started. But it has a benefit. Due to that, I'm able to make this video. Else I don't think so I would have been up here, but let's finally get started. And as you know, always I do minimal effort on the book only. I paste some hello sticker or kitty stickers, not a special design I make. So today we'll be learning about how can we design a unique ID generator in distributed system. So as the name suggests, one might ask, isn't that very easy? You just need a unique ID, so every time you need to generate ID, increment your last ID by +1, or what they say is auto increment. But boss, we have been talking about distributed systems since quite a long time right now, and we know that when it's distributed system, the auto increment system is not as scalable because there would be a lot of latency in between the servers to communicate to each other what is the current state of the ID. For example, two servers, say server S1 and server S2. What is the schedule? Say server S1 and S2. It has counted 2 right now, and this has counted 3 right now. That it generated the ID 3, it generated the ID 2. Suppose, never mind, they would be in sync, they would have same ID. So now suppose both of them did auto increment 4 and 4, but since it happened simultaneously, there was not enough time that S2 could convey to S1 that it auto incremented. So certainly in distributed system, the auto increment ID won't work. So that's what they wrote here. The auto increment does not work in distributed system. Why? Because a single server is not large enough to handle, and then generating IDs across multiple servers with unique delay would be difficult. So first question, when in an interview you get to answer question like this, that you need to design a unique ID generator, you got to ask some set of base questions to establish a design scope that you will be following. That includes, like, when we talk about generating unique ID, what does this ID look like? For example, how many bits I can use, or what is the scalability thing of it? For example, how many unique IDs would I be generating per second apart? How does the ID look like? Would it just have numerical values, or would it have a combination of numerical plus alphabetical values? So once you have the answers to all these questions, you can make a baseline for what your ID generator should be able to do. So when asked this question, for example, these are the set of requirements that we get back, that the IDs must be unique, they should be numerical values only, they should fit into 64-bit, they should be ordered by date, ability to generate over 10,000 unique IDs per second. Out of these 5, I think this one might sound a bit confusing. What is meant by IDs are ordered by date? It is mean that, for example, if I generated a ID, if my ID generator generated an ID in the morning and say that ID is ID 1, and then in the evening one more ID is generated, say that ID is ID 2, then ID 2 should be greater than ID 1, or there should be some pattern across ID I's so that I should be able to know which ID was generated afterhand and which ID was generated beforehand. Okay? So what is step 2? So step 2 is we gotta propose a very high level design that can be used to generate the IDs. So there, obviously, ID generator is not something that's very new. There have been several systems in place that have been generating the unique IDs so far. So, and why, the question is why one might need IDs only, because right, in database you store values by ID. Each time a user logs in, you assign that user ID. So that is where a unique ID generator is a very basic system to have, and there have been multiple systems that does so, but what we need right now is the one that satisfy our needs, these 5 needs. Let us go over the existing ones one by one and see which one of them satisfy our need. So first is multi-master replication. So what happens in multi-master replication is it uses the auto increment feature. Then one might be confused कि भाई अभी बोला था कि auto increment नहीं कर सकते, what about the sync and all? That caused the issue when they were incremented by the same number, like by 1. What if the incrementation is done by k, where k is the number of server? You understand it here, right? So this starts with 1, this starts with 2. Initially they start with different number, and each time now they don't increment by 1, they increment by the number k, where k is number of servers. By this the ID won't be replicated. I hope this is clear. If you understand this example, here k would be 2, this starts with 1, this starts with 2. Each time this increments, it would be 1, 3, 5, and this would be 2, 4, 6. So these would be 2 disjoint sets. Okay, So इसलिए ये work करता है. But this has several drawbacks because suppose a client is interacting with this server, this keeps on getting incremented, and you reach a very high ID, but this one is not utilized only the ID numbers. So essentially, it is very hard to scale. And the second is the time thing can't be sorted. For example, it might be the case that let me tell why time thing is the issue here. Time thing is the issue here because, for example, for the first server, this is the time t. They have 1 and this one has 2. So at time t plus 1, nothing happens here. This gets incremented by 4. Time t plus 2, this gets incremented by 6. Time t plus 3, this gets incremented to 3. Now this ID 3 happened after 6, but doesn't seem like it, right? Because 3 is less than 6. So essentially does not go up with time across multiple server, and hence this use case doesn't get satisfied very well. IDs are ordered by date or IDs are ordered by time वाला use case. This one does not get satisfied. तो ये तो नहीं हो पाएगा, ठीक है? And then the same issue as we read, for example, what if one server is removed? There leads to a lot of inconsistency out here. So multi-master replication is not something that we are going to prefer, but this is one approach. Then comes UUID. You would have seen this term very often. If you are working or if you are in a college, you might have encountered this term multiple times, because UUID is essentially unique ID identifier. Unique ID identifier ही होता है ना. W क्यों होता है? Give me a minute. UUID full form. Universally unique identifier. Universally unique identifier, because the fact is, it being unique is not just limited to your system. It is globally, because it has a 128-bit number, and then eventually each time a UUID gets generated, it is bound to be unique. So it's quoted in Wikipedia that even after you generate, in 1 second, if you generate 1 billion UUIDs, then the probability of creating a single duplicate would reach 50%, that too in 100 years. So it's like a very rare case. So essentially in this case, what happens, each web server has got its own ID generator. They need not sync as well, because UUID gotta be unique, and it's a very simple thing. No coordination between the servers is required, and then it's a very easy scalable system, because the responsibility of generating the ID is given to each server. It's more of a decentralized thing. But what is the issue here is we needed 64 bits, but UUID is 128 bits. And second, the time issue is still not here, since these are random 128 bits generated. So from seeing two UUIDs, you can't tell which one was generated at time t and which one was generated at time t plus 1. Or the other thing is, the concept of UUID doesn't guarantee this to be a numeric. It can be non-numeric. It can contain these like ABCD वाला stuff as well. तो when we see our requirements, ये भी satisfy नहीं हो रहा, सिर्फ ये satisfy हो रहा that they must be unique, and ये भी satisfy हो रहा. तो UUID is also not of work to us. Next बढ़ते हैं. Next is ticket server. So when I talk about ticket server, you can very well relate it to something like कि एक common ticket giving system है. All the web servers interact with that ticket server. This is more of a centralized thing. It doesn't need to interact with others, because this is the one who's doing auto increment. Each web server queries it to get ID. The issue with this, what if one day the ticket server goes down, कोई चोरी करके ले गया ticket server को, system बैठ जाएगा पूरा. तो yes, it's a single point of failure. So if the ticket server goes down, all the system will face issues. To avoid a single point of failure, we go to a multiple ticket server. Multiple ticket server तो हमें पता ही है, जहाँ हमने रीड किया था ये, इसमें भी इश्यूज़ हैं. तो टिकट सर्वर भी क्रॉस, UUID भी क्रॉस, 128 बिट्स है. मतलब ऑब्वियसली देयर आर अदर कॉन्स एज वेल. आई एम जस्ट सेइंग द वन दैट्स मेजर वन. इसमें भी टाइम के साथ स्केल नहीं करता, UUID भी टाइम के साथ स्केल नहीं करता. दिस वुड हैव स्केल्ड विद टाइम, बट अगेन देयर इज अ सिंगल पॉइंट ऑफ फेलियर, सो दिस वोंट बी प्रेफर्ड एनीवे. तो लेट अस सी द फाइनल वन माइट बी लाइक हाँ अब तो कुछ तो काम का आएगा. तो नेक्स्ट वी हैव इज ट्विटर स्नोफ्लेक अप्रोच. So what happens in Twitter Snowflake approaches, so as the name suggests, this is something that Twitter uses to generate a unique ID, and the system which is used is essentially Snowflake. So what happens here is the 64 bits, they divide it into paths. So what I mean by paths here is the first bit is known as sign bit. The other 41 bits are reserved for timestamp. Other 5 bits are reserved for data center ID. Other 5 bits are reserved for machine ID, and other 12 bits are reserved for sequence number. This might be very overwhelming at first कि ID generator है कि क्या चल रहा है यहाँ पर. But let us see what is happening here. This is the way that they represent their ID in. So each ID is divided into 5 parts. So the first part is a sign bit. Other 41 bits are the timestamp. Other 5 bits are data center ID. These are machine ID, and this is sequence number. So when an ID is generated, let me be very clear, these two are fixed. because you are sure about which data center is going to generate the ID and which machine in that data center is going to generate that ID. The only thing that differ here would be timestamp and sequence number. Let us understand what sequence number is. So for each ID generated, the sequence number is incremented by 1, and each millisecond the sequence number is reset to 0. So if multiple IDs are generated per millisecond, then only the sequence number will be incremented. Okay. Machine ID is essentially which machine in the data center is generating. So max, how many machines can be there? 2 to the power 5, 32 machines. How many data centers? 2 to the power 5, 32 data centers. So a timestamp is basically when that happened, and there has to be a base timestamp that is taken from Twitter's default epoch. That is this, that corresponds to November 4. This is the sign bit, just it is always set to 0 for them. But yeah, again we can say this is used to differentiate between the signs and unsigned number, the basic thing. So let us go through each component one by one, and as in what the content they have written. I guess almost it's clear only why this would serve all our jobs. So the first is the data center IDs and machine IDs are chosen at startup time. So any changes would require obviously a careful review. For the timestamp, this is the most important part of the ID generator. So what happens is that since the timestamp would grow with time, so hence the IDs would always be suitable with time. This is clear, right? So one thing is done. Here in our approach, you realize that this is sorted. This is sorted. IDs would be unique always because the timestamp and the sequence number would take care of that. IDs are numerical values. This is also guaranteed. They would fit into 64 bits. As discussed, they are ordered by date and will be able to generate so many unique IDs. तो सॉरी हम कहाँ थे, हम यहाँ थे, हाँ हम टाइम स्टैम्प पे थे. So for example, this is a binary representation, 41 bits. How are you gonna convert it into timestamps? You convert this part into decimal. To that decimal you add the base epoch, you guess this value, you convert these milliseconds to the UTC time, and then so basically you can always get back to the time using the timestamp bits. And then they have कि जो maximum timestamp है वो कितना हो सकता है, since 41 bits the maximum timestamp can be 2 to the power 41 minus 1, that is इतने millisecond. This corresponds to 69 years. So your ID generator can keep on generating unique IDs up to 69 years. That would be the time you might have to change your base epoch after 69 years. जिंदा भी नहीं रहेंगे उतने में. तो फिर उसके बाद सीक्वेंस नंबर 12 बिट्स का था, तो 2 to the power 12 कॉम्बिनेशन, तो पर मिलीसेकंड इतने तुम जनरेट कर सकते हो. बट सिंस वी डिस्कस दैट ईच मिलीसेकंड इट गेट्स रीसेट टू 0, सो द machine can support 2 to the power 12 unique IDs per milliseconds. ठीक है. So wrap up, and I told you कि why this system satisfy all our needs. और wrap up करते हैं. बट वी डिस्कस्ड इज डिफरेंट अप्रोचेस. यूनिक आईडी जनरेट करने के एक मल्टी मास्टर एप्लीकेशन था जिसमें कैसे इंक्रीमेंट करते थे. उसमें इशू क्या था, वट इफ अ सर्वर गोज डाउन, स्केलेबल नहीं था, एंड अगेन वो टाइम सॉर्टेड भी नहीं था. यूआईडी में क्या इशू था, 64 बिट नहीं था, टाइम सॉर्टेड नहीं था. टिकट सर्वर में क्या इशू था, सिंगल पॉइंट ऑफ फेलियर था. अगर टिकट सर्वर गया पूरा सिस्टम डैश. और ट्विटर स्नोफ्लीक वाला सिस्टम वी फाइंड इट प्रेटी नाइस ऑब्वियसली. सो आई गेस दैट्स इट. बाकी थोड़ा ज्ञान पढ़ लेते हैं. उन्होंने लिखा है कि इफ़ देर इज़ एक्स्ट्रा टाइम एट द एंड ऑफ इंटरव्यू हियर आर द फ्यू एडिशन. ऑब्वियसली नहीं बचेगा ना तुम पे ना मेरे पे, बट हाँ दीज आर द पॉइंट्स यू गॉट टू डिस्कस देम. कि क्लॉक सिंक्रोनाइजेशन का क्या सीन रहेगा, कि हो सकता है कि मल्टीपल सर्वर्स जब तुम यूज़ कर रहे हो, नॉट एवरी वन यूज़ द सेम क्लॉक, तो उसमें कैसे सिंक होगा. फिर उसके बाद यू कैन टॉक अबाउट हाई अवेलेबिलिटी, कि सिंस आईडी जनरेटर इज़ वन ऑफ द मोस्ट क्रिटिकल कंपोनेंट, वन ऑफ द बेस कंपोनेंट. सो जो हमने कैप डिस्कस किया था, कंसिस्टेंसी, अवेलेबिलिटी एंड पार्टीशन. अवेलेबिलिटी इज़ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग हियर. एंड देन यू मे बी डिस्कस अबाउट कि कैन वी ट्यून द सेक्शन लेंथ. वट इफ़ वी ट्यून द सेक्शन लेंथ, कि हम सीक्वेंस नंबर को बढ़ा दें. दिस वुड हैपन व्हेन बहुत ही ज़्यादा, हाउ डू आई से, थ्रूपुट बहुत आया, पर मिली सेकेंड बहुत आईडी जनरेट करनी है, तभी इसका फ़ायदा है. कैन और मे बी रिड्यूस द टाइम स्टैम्प, तो उसमें बस कम सालों तक सेम आईडी जनरेटर चलेगा, 70 ईयर्स. आई गेस दिस ऑल थिंग्स जस्ट टू कंटिन्यू द कॉन्वर्जेशन. बट मुझे भी पता है, तुम्हें भी पता है, हमारे पास इतना टाइम नहीं बचेगा इंटरव्यू के एंड पे. तो लेट अस कंक्लूड दिस हियर and see you in the next video, which is designing a URL shortener. Bye bye.